Hello buddy, today we're going to be looking at all of my metal halide bulbs turning on at once. Why, you may ask? Because as you can see by the title of this video, yes, today is Super Bowl 55, which is that big, monstrous game that is going to be hosting two teams, one from the AFC and one from the NFC. So the two teams that are going to be hosting off and kicking off later today at 4:30 p.m. are the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But before we get to the lamps featuring and all of that, I'm going to tell you the quarterbacks of the teams that are going to be facing off later today. So the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes, and he has such very awesome talents and all that. He's really an amazing guy, and he really does a lot of work for his team. So I hope he wins the championship game of the NFL Super Bowl 55. So anyways, and then as for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback, it's Tom Brady. And he has won too many trophies throughout his career. He has been in the NFL for over 20 years. He played for the Patriots for 19 years, and he has played for the Buccaneers this past NFL season. So anyways, I would like you people, if you can, by casting a vote in the comments section below of this video on which team you want to root for. So anyways, now that that's done and over with about the Super Bowl information, I'm going to be showing you what lamps are going to be turned on for Super Bowl 55. So anyways, as you can see, I have a flashlight with me, so you can see the bulbs before they turn on. So now, let's see what lamps are going to be turned on for Super Bowl 55. And there are going to be a total of 9 metal halide lamps. And they're all going to be white. So, anyways, the first bulb is my Sun Pulse 100 watt Pulse Start 6400K metal halide grow lamp. And I've had this bulb since August of 2020, so I've had this bulb for 6 months, which is half a year, which is pretty long, if I'm allowed to say that. The second bulb that I'm going to be turning on is my Venture Lighting 250 watt Pulse Start UV Shielded 950 series metal halide natural white lamp. I've had this bulb since May of 2020, so I've had this bulb for 3/4 of a year, which is 9 months. That's a ridiculously long time. So the third bulb that's going to be turned on is my Venture Lighting 175 watt Probe Start metal halide MOGO based bulb. And this one is just a regular universal burn position lamp as well. And I've had this bulb since September of 2020, so I've had this bulb for 5 months, which is actually a pretty long time as well. And then the fourth bulb that I'm going to be turning on is my ProLume 250 watt Probe Start metal halide bulb. I've had this bulb since July of 2019. So I've had this bulb for well over a year and 6 months. I actually have had this bulb for 1 year and 7 months now since it is February of 2021. And the fifth bulb that I'm going to be turning on is my FEIT Electric 400 watt Probe Start metal halide lamp. And this bulb I've had since December of 2020, so I've had this for 1.5 months. So that's kind of like a short time, actually, if I'm allowed to say that. And then this bulb here is my Venture Lighting. This one is actually my sixth bulb that I'm going to be turning on. This one here is my Venture Lighting 200 watt Pulse Start UV Shielded metal halide bulb. I've had this bulb since Christmas Day of 2020, so I've had this bulb for a little over 1.5 months. So that's quite a bit, actually, but I don't know, really, but anyways, the next and the seventh bulb that I'm going to be turning on is my Venture Lighting 350 watt Pulse Start UV Shielded metal halide bulb. I've had this bulb since November of 2020, so I've had this bulb for 2.5 months, so that's pretty long, if I'm allowed to say that. And then the eighth bulb that I'm going to be turning on, the second to final lamp that I'm going to be turning on is my standard 250 watt metal halide conversion / retrofit lamp. And this bulb here is actually a conversion lamp. It runs on a different ballast. This one is 250 watts, so it runs on the S50, which is the high pressure sodium ballast. So this bulb I've had since September of 2020, so I've had this for 5 months, so that's a very long time. And then this bulb here, and this is the final lamp that's going to be turned on. This is my Venture Lighting 175 watt Pulse Start Super Metal Halide lamp. And I've had this bulb since July of 2019. So I've had this bulb for 1 year and 7 months. So that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculously long time. And as you can see, it's a base up operating position because of the arc tube. So those are all of the lamps that are going to be turned on for Super Bowl 55. So I'm going to go ahead and shut off the flashlight. And we'll move back. and we will turn them on all at once, and hopefully none of the fixtures kill any amp breakers. So the maximum current is 15 amps because the power strip circuit that I'm going to be turning on is going to be turning on all of my fixtures for Super Bowl 55. So anyways, I have my remote. Sorry about that. That was actually a whistle that I have on my neck. So I'm going to go ahead and move back, and I'm going to go ahead and set the camera like this, and I will let you guys watch the bulbs turn on. So anyways, enough of me talking now. Let's go ahead and turn on all of these 9 metal halide lamps for Super Bowl 55. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I also forgot to mention that I also made a banner of the Super Bowl 55 game altogether. So, just wanted to point that out. So sorry if I didn't say that in the beginning of this video. I'm going to go ahead and move up and see what lamps still need to be turned on. So here's the logo I made. Pretty cool, right? Let me show you all the lamps here. And as you can tell by all the lights that are turning on, it is super bright in here. And still a couple of lamps need to be warmed up and all. Hopefully none of the metal halide lamps explode or anything, because these bulbs have a nasty habit of exploding. And these 2 bulbs down here have shields on the arc tube. So in case if they explode, it doesn't destroy the outer layer of the lamp, so that's a good thing. And the bay light also has a shielded metal halide bulb, as you saw in the beginning of the video. So, still a couple of lamps need to be warmed up and all. My 250 watt bulb is at full brightness now. And my FEIT electric 400 watt bulb still needs to be warming up because of... Whoa, look at all those halides. You saw that the halide salts were energizing and ionizing in that arc tube there. Good gosh, I gave off a nice scandium scarlet color there for a second there. So that was a cool surprise. And I also forgot to mention that I'm going to be rooting for the Chiefs because of the Super Bowl. So anyways, I'm going to be going ahead and shutting off my lights in case of something bad happens. So anyways, I really hope you enjoyed this Super Bowl 55 special video of all of my metal halide bulbs turning on. And as always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And thank you all very much for watching.